All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Toronto Raptor video. I want to talk more about the defense because I feel like the last Raptor defensive video I made was focused a little bit more on Scotty Barnes and just kind of thoughts on the Summer League and defensive thoughts from the Summer League game. So I want to kind of talk about the whole squad here. If you guys enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Raptors Nation, you guys are blessing me for real. You got me to 6,000 subscribers yesterday. Thank you guys so much. Let's try and aim for 250 likes on today's video. I have a bunch of different things I want to start talking about. First off, I don't even think I've mentioned this in a video. It's really important to the Raptors this season that they are returning back to Toronto. And I don't know how I have yet to really make a comment on this. They were the fourth seed in the East before COVID kind of shut down the season or shut down the league last year. So if all of your players are getting COVID and they're testing positive for COVID, it's kind of hard to get anything consistent going on. Siakam, off year, got the COVID bug right away, lost 15 pounds from it, played with an injury, and still put up 21-7-5 on the season. So I think they're going to get a major bump playing at home in Toronto this season. If they can play some good defense, if they can stay healthy, they could honestly be in line for a deep playoff run. You also can't forget that Toronto just has one of the most active fan bases in all of the NBA, and anytime they're at home, they're a hard team to stop. Last season, they were only ranked 16th in defensive rating. However, they got a bunch of new additions. And like I said, the hope is that they can stay healthy, no injuries, no COVID, nothing like that. Right on the perimeter, you have three guys with 7'2" wingspans or bigger. And that is something you don't really hear too much of. I want to talk about OG a little bit because OG, to me, already, only a few years into the league, is that type of player that you can just throw on anybody. I really feel like you can throw him on anybody and he'll be able to guard them. On the offensive end, kick him out for a three. He's like your just ideal modern 3-and-D player. With all these bigger guards coming into the league, having guys like OG, having guys like Scotty Barnes, versatile defenders, it's super long-term. And that's, to me, another important point about Scotty Barnes over Jalen Suggs is that you just have a bunch of big, long guards, not just guards, entering the NBA. You need to be able to guard them. So Jalen Suggs, although I do think he is going to be a good player, Scotty Barnes just provides you with so much more defensive versatility, and if he can still hoop on the offensive end, it's an added plus. OG, he took a huge offensive leap last season, and he's still just a consistent, reliable guy you can throw on anybody. With Pascal being out for the start of the season, I think OG honestly could be averaging 20 to 25 points for the first 10 to 15 games. Once Pascal gets back, they're going to be a really tough group to defend. I think Pascal Siakam's defense is pretty underrated. He's ranked relatively high as an ISO defender, and he can stick onto smaller guards. He documented that last season. The whole Toronto Raptors game plan, even going into Summer League, is just defensive versatility. They wanted guys like Precious. They want their guys like Kem Birch to be able to go out and guard on the perimeter. They know it's unorthodox. That's exactly why they want to do it. They want opposing teams, opposing guards to not be able to just pick and roll switch, get onto a bigger defender, breeze right by him. They want that defender to be able to guard himself, hold his own. So yeah, Precious and Kem Birch, while they are only 6'8", 6'9", they extremely versatile. And that's what the Raptors are looking for. So they made the mistake last season. They went after Aaron Baines and Alex Len. That did not pan out too well. So new approach, I think it's going to be a much better decision. But like I said, Siakam, I think, is a very underrated defender, ranked pretty high as a defender. So Fred VanVleet, same category. Like, he has a good defensive rating. He's a good ISO defender. And I think he often gets overlooked when in reality, I mean, he's a lockdown defender. This guy's a lockdown defender. So you throw in Scotty Barnes to this mix, You get a 6'9" player with a 7'3" wingspan, ACC Sixth Man of the Year, ACC Freshman of the Year. Scotty will only help with the pick and roll defense. He is definitely going to be up on defending on the perimeter, holding his own against some of the quicker guards. He can guard 1 through 5 pretty easily. You're starting to see this. I think it was a revelation that Masai said the last offseason, kind of seeing how they won games, how they were losing games, what direction the NBA is kind of drifting towards. I think his game plan is honestly to just get a big-time free agent, kind of like Kawhi Leonard's caliber, just a star scorer with good defense, a good two-way defender as well. Surround him with versatile defenders, and that's the blueprint for success. Yeah, Toronto, they're going to have scoring droughts. They've been a little inefficient scoring the ball at times. Hopefully, all the development of especially these bench guys like Malachi Flynn, but hopefully just the added on development of guys like Gary Trent Jr., OG, even maybe Pascal Siakam, but Ken Burch, Fred VanVleet. Even if just one of those guys takes an offensive leap, kind of like OG did last year, they're looking even better. I really like what the Toronto Raptors are doing with the second unit right now. Chris Boucher is really improving as a defender, but he's going to be coming off that bench at that 4 spot. You got Precious there at the 5, another versatile defender. Scotty Barnes, been raving about him. I do think Scotty Barnes will finish majority of the games for the Raptors this season. I don't know if it's going to be the case of that right away. I wouldn't be surprised if they at least plugged him in at the end of some games. But my guess is definitely by the trade deadline, by the second half of the season, you will definitely see Scotty Barnes finishing the games for the Toronto Raptors. But for now, he'll be that small forward on the bench unit. And then 1-2, you've got Malachi Flynn and you've got Goran Dragic. Now, I will be making a video about Goran Dragic. Once this video reaches 250 likes, maybe I'll drop that Dragic video. They're going to be able to get some value back. He was the second best player on the Miami Heat, a championship team, just 2 seasons ago. The third best player on a championship team 2 seasons ago. 35, the age isn't great, the salary isn't great, but you know a contending team is going to have his eyes on Goran Dragic. So maybe they'll be able to get some good value back in return, but for now, he'll kind of be that scoring commander off the bench for the Raptors. And looking at the starting lineup, looking at the defensive lineup, both on the first team and the second team, I don't really see a reason why the Raptors aren't going to make the playoffs. I know the Eastern Conference made a lot of improvements. A lot of teams got better. A lot of good teams got better as well. But to me, there's no reason Toronto will not be in the playoffs. I'm not just saying. I genuinely think the defensive juggernaut that they have built is going to get them there. Whether or not their offense is streaky, they're going to find ways to win. Like I said, they're back in Toronto. That is a huge deal. So that's it for today, guys. Like I said, 250 likes. Trying to reach 7,000 subscribers. I guess that's my new goal. Toronto Raptor fans, you guys have been blessing me. 7,000 subs. Who knows when it'll come, but